Sheldon, can you start with the play of your defense tonight? They seemed to play very solid early on before the offense sort of found their timing and all that. And I'm sure shorthanded points by defensemen were probably the last thing on your mind as you were going through practice this week.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job early in the game, not giving them any life and not giving them any real opportunities to get towards our net. It was a funny game. Funny game for so many reasons. First game, in a few weeks here, really, for both teams pretty much, and no fans, all of that. And then, right out of the gate, we hit 2 power plays in the first 6 minutes, which, when you haven't played in 3 weeks, from my perspective, is kind of a worst case scenario. The players who really haven't had a time to really get engaged in the game and get going. Then you're on the power play. I much prefer that to happen when the game is moving, but we weren't able to cash in early there, and then you're on the kill, and you could kind of see it the other way with the other team's power play. They're not sharp, they're not ready, and then we capitalized on that. So yeah, just the way that it worked out to get those 2 shorthanded goals were big, and to get the contributions from our defense. Great for Justin Hall to score such an important goal to get us going. Brodie's goal and his contributions throughout, but I just thought we had a really good effort from our defense as a whole tonight. Dermott, Sandin, Biega, Riley, those guys as well just did a really good job for us.
And McKay has 2 goals tonight.
Yeah, great for him. He's obviously played the 1 game out in Edmonton there, and it's been a long wait for a guy that's waited a long time to get back in the lineup. And, for him to score a big goal there. I don't know how many of those shorthanded breaks he had last season, but it was a lot, and the puck didn't fall for him. So for it to fall early for him, that's huge for him and huge for us. And then to get one on the power play as well, we're trying to get him an opportunity there to get involved and get his extra touches. So for him to score 2 tonight, that's a really good sign for him and his confidence.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to Josh Clipperton with Canadian Press. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, Sheldon, Happy New Year. Just, you talked about the game being funny and weird for all those reasons you mentioned, but just what was the emotion like? You sensed from the group of the excitement of getting back, but also the disappointment. I know how excited everyone was to have fans back in the building, and then, for at least a few weeks here, we're back to the way it was last season.
Yeah, I was happy with the energy on our bench, the chatter, the guys talking to each other and pushing each other, and whether it's on the positive side or kind of reeling things in at times when it maybe got away on us a little bit. So I was really happy that our guys were really engaged in the game. I was happy with that for sure. In terms of not having the fans, it's different. It's different. It's an adjustment again for sure. We've been through it, so I don't think it's as much of an adjustment for the group. But we miss the fans out here. They bring a lot to the game. I didn't think the game, as much as I was happy with our players' engagement in the game, I don't think the game itself had a whole lot of emotion or energy or competitiveness, physicality, all those kind of things, and that tends to ramp up, when the fans are in the building, and but the game was void of that tonight. But at the same time, I thought we did a good job of, once we got a lead, not really letting Ottawa get rolling. It's a tough game for them here today. That's, they're playing shorthanded and they're dealing with their own COVID issues here. And it was important for us to get ahead in the game and then not give them much opportunity to get going. I thought, with the exception of that sequence where Soupy was unbelievable around the goal line there to keep the puck out in the second period, we really didn't give up a whole lot tonight, so we didn't give them many opportunities to get their life.
Next up, we'll go to Jonas Siegel with The Athletic. Go ahead, Jonas.
Hey, Sheldon, you mentioned the extra touches for Ilya on the power play. Do you think that can lead to increased confidence just generally offensively? Is that what you're thinking there?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Like I was talking about, he's a guy that, with his speed and his skill set, he gets himself in really good positions to score goals. Last season, the puck just didn't fall with much consistency for him. So I think, we're trying to help him with that. And part of it is there's some tactical pieces, and some technical pieces of getting to good spots. I really liked on the penalty kill goal, shorthanded there. He had to step on the defender, and he used that to his advantage to change the angle a little bit, get a little bit more inside to create a better shot opportunity. Those types of things we've talked to him about. But the extra touches, I think, do go a long way. And I think Pierre Engvall's done a good job for us on that weak side flank on the power play. But we want to give Mikheyev that look. Before he got injured through preseason, I thought he'd done a really good job for us in the power play. So we wanted to, get him back going in that manner. And, I think the shorthanded goal tonight, a power play goal tonight, I think that certainly will serve the purpose of helping his confidence and having him feeling good. And now you have, you put a guy like him down there with Kasha and Camp on that line, and there's a lot to like about it.
And you've had TJ now for a year and a half, I guess. Is there an area of his game that you've come to appreciate now, watching him day to day, maybe some of the subtle stuff that he does?
I think it's just the consistency and the poise that he plays with. He just is even keel. He doesn't get too high, doesn't get down on himself. He just goes out and plays. He gets a goal and 2 assists here tonight. But what I really remember and stands out to me is we give up that opportunity on the penalty kill, where he lays out and. I don't have a whole lot of data or anything to back this up, but to me, he's elite at playing against 2-on-1s when he's in bad spots and bailing the team out, and gets his stick on so many pucks, and he lays out, breaks up that chance, and then not long after that, we'd go the other way, and it's in the net, and it's 1-0 for us. So those are things that in a game like tonight you maybe gloss over a little bit, but that's a big moment in a game that maybe ends up being 1-0 the other way. And as I'm saying, you give them life all of a sudden, and the game is different. But it's those types of plays that are really great that you come to. At times maybe overlook with a guy like Brodie, but they're so important for our team, and it's nice to see him on the other side of it get rewarded offensively tonight.
Next up, we'll go to Kevin McGran with the Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Sheldon, you scratched Nick Ritchie tonight. What was that conversation like? What was the thought process there? And is this the sort of thing you might have to do more of as you get guys back here?
Well, we obviously hope that we remain healthy here. It's been the first time all season on forward that I've had to make such a difficult decision. But it is certainly nice to have Mikheyev back in the mix, have Marner back healthy, and as a coach, you have to make difficult decisions at times, and we've really had to do that throughout the season on defense. At times you're sitting out guys that don't necessarily deserve to sit, but you can only play, on defense you can only play so many guys, and then on forward, same thing. We can only dress so many players, so we had to make a decision today. And for me, Nick Ritchie's played good hockey here, and it seems like it's been forever since he played, because he missed that game in Edmonton when he was sick, and it's obviously our team hasn't played for quite a while, but I've been really happy with how he's played. And then even more recently, I've been really happy with how he's practiced as we've come back here now from the break and the pause. And Nick Ritchie's he's been great in practice, and he's looked really good. In the morning skate today, he worked his ass off and looked really good. So it's a difficult decision because I think he has shown progress, and his confidence is in a good spot. But as I looked at it and we discussed it as a staff, we had to sit one guy here today. And as we look over maybe not so much the last little sample before the break, but the bigger sample over the course of the 30 games that we've played as a team, that he was the guy that, if we had to pick one here today, is the guy that is, would come out. And I had that conversation with him. I was pretty honest about it, but at the same time, much like I've had the talk with the defenseman, none of these guys that are sitting out are going to be sitting for very long. We need to keep everybody engaged and involved. There's going to be times when other players that played tonight are going to have to take a night off in order for other players to get in and keep the mix going and keep everybody playing. It's, the depth is a strength of ours, and when we're healthy, we need to utilize it. We need to keep everybody engaged, but we need those players. They're important parts of our team, and Nick Ritchie is an important part of our team too. So he's done nothing wrong to come out, but you can only play so many guys, and you have to make a decision. So tonight was his night.
Thanks.
And last one here, we'll go to David Alter with the Hockey News. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Sheldon, just following up on some of your COVID guys. Jake, was that just because he was so recent on the list and just kind of working his way back as to why he was scratched tonight?
Yeah, as I was talking about yesterday, I mean, COVID, both COVID and the break of not being on the ice for Muzzin, I think it was, something like 13 days or something like that where he didn't skate. Those things combined affect everybody differently, and it takes time to come back. And the medical team and our performance staff just didn't feel like he was in a spot where it made sense to play him tonight. And for that reason, gave him the extra time. And I think Biega's done a really good job and has stayed ready, and he's hungry. Riley and Nylander, those guys felt comfortable playing. Medical team and performance staff agreed, and we put those guys in, but give Muzz extra time here now, but he'll be ready to go by Wednesday.